Hello, this is Grant, and welcome back to another episode of Dead Rising 1 Master Run. So I'm really excited. I got time to finally film a whole bunch of stuff, so get back on the saddle and keep up with my record for the week. Today I'm going to be doing Above the Law, which is taking on Joe the Cop over in the Wonderland Plaza. She's another tough psychopath that I had a lot of trouble my first time through, but really, I feel like we kind of cheat this one. It's pretty easy to cheese her, because she like de-aggroes if you leave the store. Oh well, you can judge me. Let me know if it's too cheap. Here I'm just going to kind of clean up my inventory. I have 2 shots left in the gun, so I get rid of it. Gotta grab a new skateboard. The skateboard's probably my favorite item in this game. Just so useful, plus it lets you do a ton of really cool stuff. I never get the chance to ever pick up like both skateboarding books so I can have a lot of fun. I know that if you pick up one book, you get a jump or an ollie, and that has got to have like some amazing uses. I just don't know what they are. And despite playing this game a bunch, I go into the wrong bathroom. So we're gonna head right on over there. I probably should have taken this opportunity to grab a new chainsaw, but I'm gonna do that a little bit later. Really, when the chainsaw's flashing, you have like 3,000, I think, hits on the chainsaw, so if it's flashing, I still have like 1,000 left. It's really just a kind of make sure that it's not gonna run out at a terrible time. I think this is the furthest zombie walk I'm going to do in the series. Zombie walk's amazing, but it's really hard to get zombies all packed enough. I think there's an achievement if you walk really far, like 20 meters or something, on a single zombie walk. You can do that down in the maintenance tunnels, but really, it's best just to get like out of a crowd of zombies, like hop up, go over. Joe's a great character for a psychopath. It's really fun. Kind of sums up like the other psychopaths in the game. Like I think my favorites are probably personality-wise are Joe, Adam, and then the dude in the grocery store. Just because they have such crazy personalities. I've heard different theories on what her shtick is. Some people say that she's jealous of like these girls' looks. Based off of this, I'm guessing it's a little bit more sexual than that. Not really sure. Shout out to whoever did the voice acting for her though. Just like the way it comes across, just all like spitty and wet. And the wheezing, very well done. I wonder if they made them like take a run before they give these lines or something. This is some really good music. I don't know if you can hear it because it's going to stop every time I leave the store, but basically what we're going to do is I'm going to run, get a few hits on her, dodge, and then you'll notice as soon as I run out of the store, she de-aggroes and starts walking back. The way this scoop works is as soon as you enter Wonderland Plaza, she'll start killing her, I guess her prisoners. So you gotta come here pretty fast. I think that's why I chose not to save and get the new chainsaw. So, but you can get PP photos if you let her kill her prisoners, but really it's better to just make them take them back to the safe room.
Can't believe a worthless prick like you did me in.
I'm pretty sure that that helmet is in Dead Rising 2 and 3, so I'm gonna use that if I can find it. I don't really have as much experience with those, but I do have access to 2 and 3 now, so I think I'll give it a shot. So I'm gonna go free all of these guys. Like I said, you can actually come here if you come here too late. Some of these guys will be dead, or these chicks will be dead. So it was very important that I take this scoop on really early. Like as soon as they enter Wonderland Plaza, I have to come and deal with this. I do mess up. There's actually to the left of here. There's a giant rabbit with 2 survivors hanging. Could have done that better, but oh well. I come back and get them eventually. But it would have been nice because they're right here. Oh well. You might even be able to see him in one of those shots where I pan around. There's a lot of small deadlines to meet, so sometimes it's hard to keep them all in my head. I think the small chainsaw really changes the game because it's such a great mobbing weapon, as I would call it, for just taking on basic zombies. Like even if you have the Mega Buster, which is good against bosses, really it can be tedious to take out like a crowd of zombies. I need to get better about carrying queens on me in Dead Rising 1.
Follow me.
So yeah, I actually had the chance to finish up most of the game over the weekend, so that should be coming out soon. If there's interest, like if you guys want, I would really love to do like a live stream version of me going through the game, or just some other fun stuff. I'm a huge fan of Dark Souls, and one of my favorite things to do in that is to have builds with certain requirements. A great one is like, if you ever never done it, like say you want to recreate a character in it, and then you give yourself all these arbitrary rules, and if you have a good game for it, you can do a lot of really cool stuff. So like maybe I want to do a cop run of Dead Rising 1, where I can only use like the handgun, the stun gun, and the police baton. And then also in the game is different when you can't use like the small chainsaw, but you have a ton of really small handguns. And then of course you like go and get the cop hat and whatnot. Could be kind of cool. So I could either do a run like this, or maybe do something more interesting. Let me know. I mean, there's some really cool stuff. I think I did a Blues Brother run one time. That was really neat.
Follow me.
Got like full-on glasses, suit. It was pretty fun. I also thought about maybe doing some achievement guides, or just seeing like some crazy scenarios. Like I really want to try and just get like 8 survivors in my party, and then maybe try and do the main missions as much as I can without going back to the security room, or at least without taking my survivors with me, and then just haul around this army where everyone's got either small chainsaws or shotguns or something. I can only imagine you just like blow through psychopaths. But on the downside, it'd be a real pain to go back to the security room, because you can't like let them get in, otherwise you'll lose it. And no other scoops with more survivors will spawn, because there's the 8 survivor limit, which amazingly is something they don't tell you in the game. It's really weird. One of the best things about doing the Frank the Pimp achievement to get 8 women in your party is you get to go around and basically just kill everyone, because you can't have them alive in the mall for new scoops to spawn. I was wondering why I was having such trouble when I first started this game again with survivors, and having played some Dead Rising 2 since then, it's interesting that the survivors in that game are a lot more self-reliant. Like I often find myself, even if they don't have a really good weapon, I should just like walk to wherever I want to go, because they'll make it there themselves. Whereas in this game, I feel like you really need to just like go over there and then truly escort them. Which I mean, I think gameplay-wise, it's a little more fun to escort them, but it's also really tedious. And here, I just have to take that face. In my opinion, if you're not taking fun photos in this game, you're losing a lot of the appeal. Like, I'm on a different Xbox, so I don't have my original save when I first played through this game, but I'd collect so many dumb photos. I remember one time coming out of the cliff fight in Chryslips, the game had decided to spawn like 13 of those zombies pushing those blue carts for whatever reason, like in this little tiny area. So I walk outside and there's this triangular like mountain of them with a bunch of zombies stuck underneath. And you could tell it had just spawned in right when I walked out, because like it was just like this explosion as it expanded all from like one point. I don't know what happened, but it's one of my favorite photos. Like I talked before, I would love to like take like really out of context things or survivors to really weird places in the mall. And I can't wait to get back and play some more of this game. One thing that was interesting is like getting to the end. I've only been to the end of this game a couple times because it's such an involved process. Or like there's no real reason to run like overtime mode unless you're doing it for the story. So it was kind of cool being back there. I have some big plans I want to do. Otherwise, though, like I said, I'm going to go work on some Dead Rising 2, which I think, on one hand, is a little bit easier in terms of survivors. On the other hand, you have a couple of big points that I'm not sure if you can even hit on time. Things like taming the tiger. Ideally, you need to do that very early on, but if anyone who's played it knows that that is not a very consistent process. Had some good times with this game. I'm really hoping that it gets either re-released for Xbox One, or if they push some backwards compatibility, because I love Dead Rising, but definitely when choosing it, I did recognize that it's not as big anymore. Particularly because like there's a lot of videos out there already, and really not much reason to go back to this game. It's too bad. It's still a great game. I think it could do really well with a re-release, or maybe like a PC port.
Follow me. Follow me. Come on.
This is always the worst part of any escort, is getting them all up here. I think I get pretty lucky here and there, kind of form a nice little line, yeah. There's probably an easy way to do this. Like, I should have tested. You can, like, pick up survivors and throw them. There's probably an easy way you can just, like, lift them up and I can just toss them right up there.